What's going on, Legend? Welcome back to Beyond the 90. We've just got a little roundup, a little bit of my thoughts and things at the moment. Again, I was going to go live after the Blackburn game, and I realized it doesn't really matter, the Blackburn result, because we got promoted. Again, the celebrations, want to watch that. And then the day afterwards, it was the parade. So I'll show you a couple of bits from there. I'm trying something a little bit different. So I've just tried this. Hopefully this will work. I'm just going to put this in the background. So this is, if this is working, I pray this is. It's because I'm using one screen at the moment. I'll mute it and then I can kind of show you what was at the game at the time. So we were walking down again near the Lions, near McDonald's, as you can see here. And we just got there in time for the game, for the parade. It's a great day out. It wasn't the 140 odd thousand that went to the Premier League. It wasn't the same thing. There were some good bits and some bad bits, but as we can see here, the team are just coming out. I don't know if you can see. Again, I'm terrible at editing, but I just thought I'd show you some clips of what I've got. I think you guys know by now I don't like vlogging, so I just record a couple of things and stuck them on Instagram. Really, you see the team are coming out there, and you can probably see my shoddy camera work as I go through. But yeah, it was great seeing the team. The amount of buses was surprising. The fans were great. There were so many families out, and it was just a really nice day out. The sun was shining. And to be fair, it was a brilliant day, really, really enjoyable. The parade itself was great. The people, because sometimes it's the atmosphere and the individuals you're around. So many little flags, some of these little straight back up flags, which I thought was really cool. And just looking at the buses as they went past. Really enjoyed the day out. Then coming into, then we kind of got, so here, saw the buses were going across. Then we were going to go and not chase them and try and go and find another spot. It was absolutely rammed. 50,000 people in that short space of time, in that short period. I think the club didn't expect that many people to come out. If they were expecting 50,000, I think they would have done it in Vicky Park or another kind of park, because it was stuffed. We were stuffed in there. Just to show you a couple of other ones. So this is, again, that was the parade. Let me see if I can find where's it gone? This is where we ended up, if people know where this is. It's near the Popeyes. So let me just go, I'll just play this. And this is how crowded it was, just to show you from the outside. For those of you who know, Taco Bell, where Game used to be, and HSBC, it was absolutely rammed. And we were all just waiting up on the balcony, as you see up here. That's where the team was going to be. And to be fair, can I be honest? It took forever. It took forever for them to go out. Even a lot of people look at their watches, and it was nice. I think the DJ, I think he's got a lot of slack. I thought the DJ was good on the day. Played some good, played some good songs, kept the crowd going. And we were just stuck and there's an alleyway just next to what used to be just near Greg's. We were just stuck there and it was a great position to be. It was nice to see individuals, as you can probably see here, sitting on lampposts and things. I was at the FA Cup parade, and there was a lot more ruckus there. This just seems a lot, even though there was more people, this seemed a lot more controlled, which was really nice. Loads of people singing the songs, and then eventually, as I can probably show you from the next clip, they end up coming out, as we can see here, doing the parade. I think I was zooming on my writing. So it was nice. It took forever to come out. When they did come out, we ended up singing certain songs. It was a bit haphazard, I can't lie. The announcer, I'm glad they had him. Again, this is my terrible camera work. I was trying to look at them, and you could see it come off, and then I was like, oh, I need to actually record. I'm awful at vlogging. And it was nice hearing some other people and listening to Enzo and Top, but they were saying kind of the generic things. Nothing too much. Vardy said something funny when it came round to him, and he goes, "Are you getting an extra year?" And he just went and goes, "Ask John Rudkin," which was hilarious. And there was a few boos. There wasn't a lot of boos, mainly because some of the fans there just go, "Who's that?" I bet you some of the Leicester faithful and the Leicester people that are in the stadium and the season ticket holders know about John Rudkin. I'm not going to give my opinion on him as of yet. I'm going to wait till this season happens, but he mentioned afterwards, I know after that you're going to boo. So I understand there's a bit of a standoff. Jamie Vardy's probably going, look, I got 20 goals this season for this club. So come on, let's get me an extra contract. Give me another contract for this club. I've deserved it. And there's also another side of them going, look, you're young. It's a bit of a tough situation to be in. Again, 20 goals, 2 assists. It's a tough situation for him to be in as well, because he's going, oh, I'm 30, 38. Probably can't get to anywhere else. There's a little bit of a Mexican standoff at the moment. Who's going to draw first? So I don't blame him. And then they went over to Mark Albrighton. And he was he was chanting 10 more years, Mark Albrighton, which I thought was funny. And I think his time at Leicester is done. But I think we got to send off. And one thing I did want to give Enzo credit for, when Matt Fatal came off and Mark Albrighton came on, A, for the amount of time, and B, it was a nice send off for him. Considering, let's take it back to this last year, he was sent out on loan to West Brom. He wasn't fancied in the team, but I think his leadership skills and what he's brought to the club this season was a nice send-off. The fact that he went for another trophy, the fact that Jamie Vardy went, Mark Albrighton, you come here and lift the trophy with me. I was surprised they took Ricardo with them. Then I realised, damn, they're probably after Mark Albrighton goes and after Jamie Vardy probably gets a year extension, and after that, it is going to be Ricardo Pereira. It's going to be the longest standing member of the squad, which is crazy. But thoroughly deserved, and it was really nice that he invited him up. And the celebrations were great. The team looked like they're really gelled. And the thing is, when this is the criticism I have with even Brendan Rodgers, when times go bad, what kind of person stands up? And after the game against Plymouth, I was going, what happens now? We need, because I don't know where this team goes. And they stood up, and it was brilliant. Just seeing all, and then all the fact that we had that low coming out the other side, I thought was brilliant. We held on against West Brom. We put a really dogged performance, and then Southampton came and we just blew them away. And it was a great day. It wasn't super rowdy. It was super packed, but it wasn't super uncomfortable. There wasn't loads of people getting too stupid. FA Cup, there was a little bit of people just doing stupid stuff. And overall, I enjoyed the day. It was really nice. It was completely packed, and there was all sorts of other people there. I saw on Twitch afterwards loads of different people, but it's just you can't move, which is good. The fans came out. I think the club underestimated how many people would actually be there. Leicester Council said there was 50,000, which is a lot of people. A couple of other things. I would have liked to said goodbye to Kelechi Iheanacho. That's one person that wasn't mentioned as much. And I know there's levels to Kelechi Iheanacho and Mark Albrighton, but I think he's a player that we really like as well. And I would have liked them to pass the microphone over to him. However, again, the t-shirt that he was wearing, if I could find it, says like we've had history. You're gonna miss me when I'm gone. So I think he's pretty much done as well. Which is a shame, but at the same time, it's a good time for him to move on. He's been brilliant servant for the club. He's been here since 2017 as well. So I think it's his time to kind of get that next move to the club that he thinks is his next best move for him. Wherever that is, I'm not sure. I've seen him linked with a load of Turkish clubs, but wherever that next move is, I think it's a good time for him to move. Then coming into some other players and some other things that we're going to mention as well. Just a quick run through, because the squad is going to get a lot smaller in the future. So let's get this one here. So probably again, Danny Ward, completely forgot he kind of existed. He's probably gone. Be interested to see who probably Stolarczyk will become the number one. I don't think they'll bring another keeper. I think because of the wage budget and the situation they're in at the moment, I think they will keep Mads Hermansen as number one and Stolarczyk as number two. Makes sense to me. Then coming on to defenders, which is a bit of an interesting one. Harry Souttar probably knows he's not in the starting team. I think Leeds were linked to him last year and they wanted him, but they didn't want to sell him to a promotion rival, which I think is the right thing to do, even if we were in FFP trouble. So I think he goes on to a team and I think he does well, but he'll have to move on. I think he's got a contract for like 3 years or so. So he's like coming up to second year, is finished now. He's not getting any game time. I think a good championship club that wants to take him either on loan or something like that, Leeds, if they don't fall apart, I think he'll go there. Callum Doyle, do you know, I'm split 50-50 on Callum Doyle. If we sign him, okay, I would, but I think he's been good in parts, but I've been surprised at his lack of pace on the turn. And this is something that I'm a bit concerned with. The only way that we can really that relationship really works is when he's more attacking. So I can't remember the game it was. He was linking up really well with Steffi Mavididi and Keane Dewsbury Hall as a three. Um, but I'm not convinced. Not like other players, I'm not convinced. Um, Connor Cody, I think he's a player that obviously is here for next year. I think he should be the person that will be starting, in my opinion. The likes of Connor Cody would be brilliant as a starter. Been in the Premier League, played in Europa League. Remember they came into the Wolves team that he was a part of the back three. Came into that team. They did really well with Wolves. They got seventh, I believe, the year afterwards. So they went fantastically. He knows what he's doing. And I think in the Premier League, I think we saw against Liverpool, we played them early in the season, how much he saved us. I think he's going to be really useful for next season. Walt Foss, I'm conflicted on. I think he's good for the championship, and even at times he's got exposed. He's a very confidence player. I'm 50-50 on Walt Foss as well. I would have him as rotation. I wouldn't start him. James Justin, I think as a defensive cover, I think he's fine, and I think he enjoys playing that back three. We actually see him played on the left and right wing, just playing balls up and down. I think against Stoke was another game that I thought he was good. Ricardo Pereira, need I say more? Keep. He is probably one of the most important members of the squad that we have to keep together. Yannick Vestergaard is one that's splitting opinion at the moment. I would give him an extra year contract personally, but I wouldn't start him as many games. There's quick players in the Premier League, and him on the turn is not good. I remember the one against West Brom in the second half of the season, like 4 games ago, and he got turned, and he basically he kind of got humiliated. He went back to literally sit on the bench. So with Yannick, I think he's a good player. I think he has his time to play in the squad. And I think he will do a good job. I think in this, I think you give him an extra year extension, reduce his wages, half his wages. I think that will be a good move for him. And I think that's a move that he'd enjoy. He'd mentioned already that he's not staying for the money. I think he could be a good person to learn from. Another person that's just coming into the squad that we've not seen too much, Ben Nelson. I'm conflicted on whether he can be at the Premier League just yet. We've looked at the likes of Brunt, who's got on loan, and I think they're fighting for going to League One in Mansfield, or they're in League Two fighting to go into League One. I can't remember the exact league they're in. I think Ben Nelson needs a similar move. But Enzo has kept him in the squad and didn't loan him out, which for me is saying something. He's a promising young lad, and I think with time he'll get there. I think his position, he could play anywhere in the back three, which I think Enzo likes. And I think that with him, we are going to develop into a bit of a monster, which I'm really looking forward to. Coming into midfield, again, Harry Winks, need I say more? I'm really interested to see what he does next season, because it's another level stepping up to the Prem. Yes, I know he can do it, but this system and the way he likes to play, if you give him that freedom, that because players will close you down, they'll battle him, and he's used to it. But if we're in possession, we've not seen him at his best. The only time that we've really seen him get a constant run in the team is when he's been under Pochettino, who played an attacking possession style of football. I'm interested to see what happens. Michael Brighton, I think he's gone. Chowdhury, I think as backup, I think is fine to maybe to see out games and crunch his tackles is fine. KDH, now this might be one that might be controversial to people. I think that KDH might go, and I think we'll be okay without him. I think he's been great this season, and there's a lot of hype around him, and I understand that. However, if he does move on, we can get somebody to replace him. And that sounds really bad. At the moment, he's tore up the championship. The Premier League is another level. I'd love to prove wrong. I'd love to keep him and then let's see him get on to the next level. and I think he gives you so much in the team. But if we do let go of him, for me, there's worse players to get rid of. Harry Winks is more important, in my opinion. Ricardo Pereira is more important to keep hold of because they're such pivotal players in that back line. Kieran Dewsbury-Hall we can get away with as well. So a little bit on that. And Didi, I think again you can get away with him in the Championship. Can you get away with playing him as a high eight in the Premier League? Maybe his rotation as the main one. No. And just coming back to Dewsbury Hall as well. Remember, we were very close to signing James McAtee, and as a backup to Kieran Dewsbury Hall. And it didn't quite happen. He literally was at the training ground. I think we'll go back for him in the summer. We'll try and get Rob Tanwell and go through this as well. Casey McAtee, I think he's a good little player. I think he needs another loan to the Championship somewhere. A good Championship side will take him, and he'll do really well for them. Even like someone like a Hull, with what they've done with Carvalho, because they're probably losing him on loan. Potentially Carvalho could back in. They can come in for him. We'll have to see, especially with Slot coming in. Don't know what the future is for him at Liverpool. And Dennis Pratt, I think, has gone. I think 5 years. He's tried to get away. He's gone on loan here. He's gone on loan there. He just needs to cut it quits. And I think the Leicester era for him is over, which is a shame. But of a combination of injuries, players didn't fancy him, managers didn't fancy him. I think it's time to move on. Then coming into other ones as well. My God, look at the number of forwards. Jamie Vardy, I think, gets an extra year, to be honest with you, on reduced wages. Mavididi, I think we do need a backup to him. At the moment, I don't think there's anybody to really push him that close. Kelechi Iheanacho, I think, is gone. Patson Daka is a weird one. Be really interesting to see. There are people in the comments go, "Don't not Patson Daka." I'm not a huge hater of Patson Daka. I can see why he brings into the squad, but I don't think we can rely on him in the Premier League, especially after the chance he missed in the Championship. Fatau, obviously, we know is staying, especially as we got promoted. They're coming back in. Eunice is another one. I'm not sure. I'm 50-50 because we've played the number of games, I think, to purchase him. But I don't know if we do that. We haven't seen enough. And I won't say I'm not convinced. I just haven't seen him. But to pay the 7 million is not a lot, to be honest, for a Premier League player. And I can understand where he fits in the team. Where he's come on that, for me, it's like he can play on that, but behind Fatau in that position. And I think that's his best position. When he's played at the 8, I think it was out of force because of injuries or because we didn't have anybody else, or Fatau was performing too well, so tried to play both of them. I think he works as a backup to Fatau, but the trouble is that what he wants? He was signed about the same time as Fatau, and I think we just haven't seen enough of Eunice in terms of minutes. Marcel, I think, needs a loan somewhere, probably to League One or Championship. He's a good player. And Tom Cannon, again, from what I've heard as well, we bought him because we knew we were going to be in FFP trouble. So we bought him as kind of a backup plan in case we get a transfer embargo, in case we didn't go up. We've got an extra striker for next season, because otherwise we'd be pretty screwed. So a little bit of the recap of the squad as well. Overall, it's been a good season, hasn't it? We had little wobbles here and there, and I've enjoyed it. I've genuinely enjoyed this season and what it's meant to Leicester City. And it's just nice. Enzo deserves a lot of credit. The players, when it mattered, had turned up, and you could see what they're buying into. For next season, I'd love to see, the performance we had against, the performance we had against Southampton. If we can play on I wouldn't say the counter attack, but it kind of was. They had 0 shots on target, Southampton did, and they play a similar kind of style to football. We could take them. I don't think the Premier League is as strong as it was. If I go to the table now and look at it at this time of recording, there's obviously a top 6, and obviously they're fantastic. We go to this one here. We go to that one. We look at them, and it's a bit mental in terms of Tottenham Hotspur again. Aston Villa, I think, are doing fantastically well and good on them. I know that Ant doesn't really like Villa that much. I think they're fine as well. Spurs, they've kind of dropped off towards the end of the season. Let's be honest. Let's go down towards the bottom, and look at them. There will be people comparing us to Burnley. I will probably do another video explaining and debunking why we aren't Burnley. Not for you fans that are watching, but more for neutrals that will be like that are just doing lazy punditry. And then if anybody's going, oh yeah, they're gonna get relegated because Burnley look relegated. Yes, they're not statistically relegated as of yet. They could get out of this situation, but it looks highly likely they're getting relegated. I might do a video on that, and that could be a video that you can just send to your friend that's just going, oh, well, Burnley got relegated, so Leicester gonna get relegated, and no financial problems. Which I understand. Sheffield. So looking at some of the team, Forest, Brentford, Everton, Palace, Fulham, Wolves, Brighton. These top 10, I think we could take some of these teams quite easily. A West Ham now with Lopetegui coming in, I'm not sure what's happening there. But some of these teams, I'm looking at them going, yeah, you could be got at. Man United if they don't sort themselves out, Chelsea if they don't sort themselves out. We nearly beat Chelsea this season. So I think we can stay in the Premier League this season, even with a points deduction. My goal is just to survive relegation. That is the main concern this season. Then we can, because we need some stability in the club. We've gone from all sorts of stuff. We went we went for, what was it? Fifth, eighth, 20, well, 19th, and then all the way. Now we got first again. We've rebuilt the squad. We've built it from the ashes again. There's going to be some more burning and churning that's going to happen in the summer. And I think we'll be in a good position. However, with the squad that we've got and the players we're losing, it'll be interesting who we're bringing in. The channel will go a little bit more quiet because there isn't really a lot to talk about. There'll be rumors here and there, and I'll try and keep up to date with that. However, the transfer window doesn't open until the end of May. So in the meantime, for those of you, I just want to say thank you for all of you for watching and following this season. It's been brilliant. We hit 2.5K subs. We aren't the biggest Let's channel, and apologies, I've not been putting out content as regularly just because of time. If I had more time, I'd love to do more. However, I've really enjoyed the likes of Anil that's come on the channel. Luke's been fantastic this season. It's been some different Fox. I'm trying to bring in different people to give you that analysis and get you their opinions. Soon we'll be doing a year or end of year awards. And I just want to get a preview for those of you that made it towards the end of the video as well. Some of the categories we'll be going over are the following: most improved player, young footballer of the year. That's people that were under 24. Because some people go, oh, Kendrick Hill's a young player. No, he's coming into his prime now. Doesn't count. Chowdhury doesn't count as a young player, in my opinion. Achievement of the season, underrated player of the season, assist of the season, best team goal, result of the season, goal of the season, memory of the season, best partnership, best debut, player of the season, and individual performance of the season. So we'll be going through some of these in particular in the next few in the next week. In the next week, I'm going to try and record it, cut it up, release these at little bits throughout. Hopefully, it'll take us through. But I just want to say once again, I really appreciate all of you for tuning in, for all the comments, for all the Leeds fans that have come into the channel. They've gone silent now, but fair enough. I hope you're doing well. Hope everything is good. I appreciate you all again for sticking with the channel. And again, I've tried my best to put out as many videos as possible. Next season, we'll be doing more previews. We'll be being less formation analysis, but it'll be more to do with the people that are creating content. I'm gonna be going backwards and forwards with them, going, oh, how have you found the season? What you've been up to, etc., etc. And one final thing before we go, that I forgot to mention, and that I've lost my thing for. Where has it gone? Is looking at actually the championship and the playoffs, because we knew that Leeds fell apart, as the chant goes. And I just wanted to come into and show people the other one, desktop one, that one here. So we've got, again, looking at league, so we've got the playoffs. Ipswich, I'm really happy for them. The fact that they qualified a point behind us. I think that's like the 8th best point tally in championship history, which is insane. And I love that the focus is on them and not us. And rightfully so for what they have achieved. 92 goals. That's really good. Really good. 92 goals they've scored in this season. It's been incredible. Out of all of them four, who do I think go? Because normally the team in form goes up. And if you look at this, the team technically in form is Norwich. I genuinely don't know who wins the playoff. I think Leeds play West Brom. No, Leeds play Norwich and Southampton play West Brom. I think that's how it works for the playoffs. And whatever happens, I mean, I've got no idea who goes up. I think in least likely, I think it's least like, oh, I don't know. But I don't think it's Leeds. I don't think it's Leeds this season. I don't know why, but I've got a feeling that because of the loss they went on, but then Southampton won towards the end, but then West Brom are terrible. I genuinely don't know. But again, we'll come back to the end of the season where we'll talk about the season review. I want to get a few people on that you've probably seen on the channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see you all in the next video. So goodbye.